say recording at some point? No, does it say
This is brilliant. This is it's recording now, so we know it's recording, and this is probably the point we should start to look. We should start to look professional, shouldn't we?
Can we do that? Is that a thing?
I never look professional. These are going to be great outtakes for social media. That's the beautiful thing about it.
I know. All the bloopers are the best bits.
Yeah. Hello, Jill.
Hello, Dave.
Where in the world are you?
I'm in Canberra, in Australia.
Oh, I'm in Bromsgrove in Worcestershire, which is just outside of Birmingham. It's nowhere near as exciting as where you are.
Well, it's not particularly exciting. It's cold and wintry and a bit miserable here. So
it's going to be 25 degrees here today.
What?
I know.
I think we're heading for about 3 degrees overnight tonight. So
okay, so maybe where I am is more exciting. And the great thing about that is that it doesn't matter where we are in the world, because we can still talk about this amazing stuff we're going to be doing in September in Stirling.
I know. Incredible, huh? So September 26th to 27th, we are going to be talking all about this amazing project, 1,000 Small Steps, which is very cool. And it's something I have been wanting to do for donkey's years. So
yeah. Because we've both been involved over the years so much with trying to push podiatry in various directions, whether it's our own marketing efforts that we're doing for our own practices, our own businesses, or helping other people to do the same as well. And it's something which we really need at the moment.
Yeah, it's really hard because everybody who has trained to be a podiatrist has trained to be a clinician, and people are busy as anything, keeping those skills up, being the best clinician they can be. And then people like me come along and go, you need to know about marketing. You need to do this marketing thing. And there's a whole kind of range of things that we need to be thinking about in terms of our profession, because I don't know how it was for you, Dave, but when I started in podiatry, I was influenced very heavily by talking to some local podiatrists. I didn't really know the profession existed, and I got talking to a couple of local podiatrists, and that was really what persuaded me. And I know, having recruited hundreds of students into Huddersfield University undergraduate program, that many of those came through the route of being a patient. And I think that's your story as well.
It is, yeah. So born with spina bifida and a club foot, and ulcerated in my early 20s. And the practice nurse who was trying to treat it with the blade of a scalpel said, I can't do any more, I'm going to refer you to a podiatrist. And my first question was, well, what's a podiatrist? And from then you find out, and I can say with absolute certainty, they saved my leg. And when I moved from nursing and wanted to do something different, podiatry was the top thing. I mean, the fact that it was paid for back then was maybe a little bit of a thing. But the bulk of and I'm still a podiatrist. Technically, I'm still a podiatrist. The bulk of my healthcare career was podiatry, and having that experience led me into it. And you're right, people are either patients or a member of their family is a patient, and they get a little bit curious and go, oh, what's this? Can I find out more? And that pulls on that thread, which people then follow. And I mean, I think that's an amazing thing, because there's a real passion which comes with that as well.
Yeah, and I think most of us in podiatry, and I still class myself as a podiatrist, even though I haven't practiced for many years, we're very passionate about the profession, and that comes across. And the idea of this 1,000 Small Step project is to harness that passion for talking about your profession and talking about the doors it's opened for you in your career and the different opportunities it's given you. I mean, goodness knows where I've ended up. I would never be here doing what I do, even though I'm not practicing. But my podiatry degree led me to work in a leprosy hospital in Nepal, to be a lecturer at university, and now to be running the business that I run, helping podiatrists understand marketing. So that one professional qualification has so many doors and so many avenues we can go down, that I just think the more passion we can portray to the general public about what it is we do in the many, many different forms that we do it is really valuable for us as individuals, but also for the profession.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We've both been talking about this for years, about how we promote not only the profession, but ourselves as clinicians as well. And when I ran my clinical practice until 2018, the bulk of the work which came into me from that clinical practice was by marketing, particularly video, and by networking. So it was about using this and my voice to explain to people what it was I did. So they went, I trust you, I like you. I want to come and work with you. And I still remember one guy coming past 6 other practices to come and see me. And not because I was the best podiatrist clinically, but because he'd seen a video online and went, I trust you. I want you to do this work with me to help me improve my foot health. And that's the power of this kind of work, is that when you put yourself out there and I'm going to use a phrase, and I'm glad I'm sitting down, and it always makes me feel unwell when I say it, but authenticity, I'm going to have to go and recover on that one. And I can't think of any better word for it, but it's about showing the authenticity and the trust. And that's what this work does. And 1,000 Small Steps is helping to improve people's confidence around using their voice and using their marketing and being able to connect with people so that we can make the profession much bigger again. But also, and it's a little bit of selfish bit, isn't it? And when we're in business, to make our businesses really good. And there's so many other benefits to this work. Thinking about the way we've moved through our careers and professions. And I know, and I've seen it, certainly recently with some of the people I've been working with in the profession, that when they get to use their voice more, they get to be able to go on stages and present their research and talk to audiences. And it helps with all kinds of things for them in terms of promotion. I mean, it has no boundaries in many ways, and it helps us to continue to push things. It's brilliant work.
Yeah. And I think there's 2 things you just touched on there that's so important. One is the connection, and making a connection with people through however you converse with them, whether that's through the medium of video online or face-to-face in your practice, but making a connection with somebody and then having that enthusiasm and that passion for what you do, and to be able to share that with other people, to show them that podiatry is this amazing career. And I don't use that word lightly, like the amazing career that you can have with this podiatry, qualification is just extraordinary, really. And for us if we just think about the numbers, if we've got 1,000 practitioners having these conversations, these tiny little steps locally, 1,000 practitioners having these conversations on a daily, weekly, monthly basis in their practice, and then going out into their community and doing bigger sessions to larger groups of people, the numbers are just incredible. The number of people that we could tell and teach and educate and tell the stories about podiatry and how amazing it is as a profession for us, and the incredible transformation, like you as a patient, that our patients get through using the skills that we have. If we can get 1,000 practitioners to come in to join us in this kind of this cause, if you like, this campaign, to talk within their practice and outside their practice in their local community, the number of people we can educate and inform about podiatry as a profession. So whether they want to come and see us as a patient and they've never heard of podiatry before, or whether they think, actually, that sounds like a really cool career and I'd really like to hear more about that, then there is kind of no downside to doing this.
Oh, absolutely. And the beauty of coming together in September in Stirling is that we've got people who are going to be sharing this experience as well, because there's nothing like having a group of people who are all supporting and egging people on. And I still remember when I first started doing video in my practice, the first thing I said was, what am I going to talk about? You're going to talk about these huge things, and we haven't. You can start very simply with, what are the questions that people ask you about your practice that you want to answer? How do I become a podiatrist? How do you become a podiatrist? What was your story? And you see people then bouncing ideas off each other in that group setting. But even just touching on what you said there about the numbers of people, 1,000 practitioners, and we're not just talking about qualified podiatrists here. We're talking about the student population as well, who are usually younger, most of them, and well placed to actually do this. And it's a great skill set. But 1,000 people, even if you did a 1-minute video on your social media every day for a year, and 1,000 people did that, 365,000 1-minute videos all about podiatry, flooding all over the place. I mean, it's those small, literally those 1,000 small steps which can make a huge difference. And that's what we need to be seeing.
Yeah, and as I always say to my clients and members, consistency, that if we could show up consistently as 1,000 practitioners with this message, even not daily, but just weekly, if once a week, all of these people involved did some content online that talked about what the profession is and the benefits it has to our patients and the benefit it has as a career choice, that's an extraordinary amount of new content that would be online in the next few months. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. And I think also it's really important to talk about those people who are worried that I haven't got the skills, but I'm nervous about doing this. I've never stood up in front of anybody before. And just to kind of assure people that we are here, Dave and I and Michael are here to support
He's in the background, isn't he? Michael's in the background running the tech, and we will get him to do something in a bit.
But is that we are absolutely, with this project, going to be providing support. You are not going to be in this alone. We're going to give you some training. Dave is going to give you all the confidence and the wherewithal to do those presentations, to be able to stand up and talk and tell your story in a really authentic way, Dave. And I'm going to be here helping you market yourself to your local organizations, to your local community, so that you can go out and talk about podiatry as a profession and talk about the things that you've done within your time as a podiatrist in helping people and supporting people and leading all of your patients to a better quality of life. We're going to give you all the material that you need. And as I say, Dave's going to give you all the confidence that you need to do that. So nobody is going to be in this alone. 1,000 small steps is a collective effort.
And it's just a reminder as well that if we think about it from a clinical practice perspective, you think about the first time you picked up a pair of nippers, and then that first time that you turned the pair of nippers around and went the other way, and you were like, and it felt really weird. Or the first time you picked up a scalpel and hopefully managed not to chop one of your fingers off or cut yourself. It's a skill which you work through, and it's the same with this. I mean, the first videos I did online I look at them now and I'm like, who is that? Who is that person? He looks really unwell, which is potentially the stress of running a podiatry business. But then as well, I look at my first times where I was speaking in front of groups. I was not good at all. Now, yeah, you put me in front of a group, I'm probably going to be okay. And I've done various things to get to that point, from hosting stand-up comedy nights where you fail all the time and sometimes die on stage, right the way through to conference presentations and keynotes. But that still started with that first step of actually going out there and having a go. And sometimes that's it. And I've got a lot of evidence now that the world isn't going to fall apart when I open my mouth. And that is a really important thing. And we will support you through that whole process. And Jill's work around marketing, it's amazing. When I was in clinical practice, I was in Jill's group, and it's fantastic. And I haven't been in there for ages, and I can only imagine how good it is now, because it was brilliant before. So we will support you and take you through those steps. And it doesn't matter how small the step is. It can be a shuffle if you want to begin with, but you soon start to get that consistency and rhythm, and you'll see the difference it makes.
Yeah. And for anybody who is in private practice, like, these skills are transferable. Like, we're talking about talking to the world about podiatry and who we are and what we do, and the transformations that we can provide. And that hopefully is going to lead to more people being interested in us as a profession, either as a patient or as a potential new member of our profession. And so the benefits of this are doublefold for anybody getting involved. I think it's going to be a fantastic project, and I can't wait to see those numbers start to tick round as we start to get those presentations coming in.
It's fascinating as well when you say that, because I still remember being in my private practice, and I was doing videos and putting stuff out there, and I had somebody contact me who said, I am currently doing A-levels. I wanted to be a vet, and now I've kind of had an ingrown toenail removed, and I think I want to go down the route of podiatry. Can I come and spend some time with you? That's based off my marketing. They are now a lecturer in podiatry at a podiatry school. They went through the whole process, and I taught them for a bit. It's that stuff you get to see, that one little spark. You don't know what it is that you're going to say, whether it's a presentation or a video, which is going to spark in somebody that whole change in their direction. And I still remember the most viewed video I had on my foot and leg magician page was one about using tape for verrucas. People are interested in all kinds of stuff, and the things we think are really big and interesting, people sometimes don't look at. The little tiny things are the things which really kind of resonate and connect with people. But you won't know what those are until you have a go at them. But it's amazing what you can spark from this stuff.
Yeah. So I think, to conclude, if anybody is interested in coming to join Dave, I and Michael in Stirling, 26th, 27th of September this year, we will, as I say, we're going to support you every step of the way, but 1,000 tiny steps is so doable if we all pull together, if we all start working on this project with consistency, and learning those skills that we need to learn in order to do this. So if anybody is interested, if you scroll somewhere on this page.
Oh, is Michael going to do that now? Here we go.
Yeah,
Jill, while we're looking at the page here, I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
Will it be fun?
You're going to be there, of course. It will be fun.
No, that means I'll probably be cancelled. No, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be great.
This has to have a lightness to it. We none of us have ever got into this profession. We've got into this profession to help people. I know it's the cheesy thing, is it? Why do we do podiatry? Why was I a nurse years ago? Because I want to help people. We do that. But we're going to be. This is a profession where you spend so much time with people. You've got to have fun with it, and we're going to have some fun in Stirling. So, Michael, you're going to do the scrolling up, aren't you? This is the website, and there's going to be some beautiful pictures. Don't join the campaign yet. So we've got pictures of us. We've got little things about us. There's images of us doing our stuff, and then you've got this sign up box at the bottom, and this is really to sign up for interest. And you can see on there, and I'm looking at a very small screen on here, but I'm assuming it allows you to put some details in and click a button at the bottom. Come along and join us, even if at the moment you don't know if you will be able to be there.
Yes.
Click on it so you can find out what we do, and I'm sure, I'm not sure, I'm certain that we're going to do this in September, and it will not be the last time we do this. This is about giving you the skills in order to start talking about what you do in a way which is going to help the profession and help yourselves. And we've been doing this stuff for years. We've been talking about how do we get the profession moving, and there's lots of barriers to it, but there's still work to do. And come and join us if you can, and if you can't, come and join us for another time. It's going to be fun. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to make a real difference to you and your career in the profession.
Yeah, 1,000 small steps. If you come and make yours one of those, you won't regret it. I'm absolutely certain.
Fabulous. Yes, brilliant. So
right,
as you're doing that, and I love the conversation. So two things.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that, and I'm going to pop that out as a longer piece.
Yeah.
We need to do something in about 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So if we do this there, three bits just to add to it. Focus on absolutely the 1,000 small steps. Either 1,000 practitioners or just 1,000 presentations. Maybe just make it not quite as scary, because people will say 1,000 practitioners, or we can't get 10 podiatrists in a room. It's in Stirling. Sign up to book now. Don't worry about whether register interest. We'll treat that as a booking. It's free. All you've got to do is get yourself there. The Glasgow branch is covering the venue, your lunch, and all the rest.
Amazing.
And also adding, you're talking about you supporting each other, but also building that community to support each other.
Okay, we can do that.
And about really aiming for no more than 2 minutes max.
Yeah.
Blimey, eh? Do you mind? To be fair, actually, I did make a baby in 2.5, so I suppose I can do this. This will be all right.
We can do.
You lasted that long, Dave?
Yeah, well, I had a cup of tea as well. I had a cup of tea. But then I had to repeat it twice as well for the other two kids, one of which is probably sleeping at the moment. So somewhere down the corridor.
Somewhere down the road.
He's got a beautiful moustache. He's so cute. He's doing his GCSEs at the moment, bless him.
Right. Okay, we can do this.
I'm gonna take myself off. Okay.
Yeah.
Jill, what are you doing in September?
Oh, I think I'm going to Stirling on the 26th or the 27th. Are you going to be there as well?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Why are you going?
Well, there's this amazing little thing called 1,000 Small Steps, which is designed to help podiatrists and podiatry students to really talk about what they do in their profession from a really passionate place, and to give them the skills not only to stand up in front of groups or to maybe go on video and talk about it, but also then to market it afterwards. And I understand that you're like a marketing expert is going to help them with that.
Well, so you and I know, because I know your story, like we both came into the profession because we spoke to our local podiatrists, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And
absolutely.
in order
which is how it happens. Which is how it happens.
Exactly. So if we could imagine lots of podiatrists giving 1,000 presentations across the country, and we could skill them up at a free workshop in September in Stirling, can you imagine the impact that would have?
That would be amazing. And the great thing about it is it's free, because we know that podiatrists and students like free stuff, and lunch is provided as well, which is really cool. And there's probably going to be some stuff going on afterwards, which is always good. But the great thing is, and this is my favorite word. Well, it's not my favorite word. It's one of my favorite words, community, because we work as practitioners on our own. So coming together as a community to support each other is huge. So you don't get to do this on your own. It's going to be brilliant.
There's a great phrase: people come for the information and stay for the community. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to build a community of 1,000 small steps practitioners who are going to be pulling together, supporting each other, and doing an amazing job of talking about podiatry and telling podiatry stories.
And somewhere on this post, there will be, it sounds like the marketing bit, doesn't it? Somewhere on this post, there will be a link to sign up. It's free. It's free. Come along, sign up, come and join us. We would love to see you in Stirling.
How's that?
I don't know. Was that 2 minutes? I'm not sure.
Oh, that was atrocious. I mean, what was going on? Love it. Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you so much. I am going to chop those down. I shall chop that bit into there for it. Once I've got stuff to go on social media, I'll let you know, so you guys have got bits to go up.
Definitely.
Awesome. And we'll clear through, but I'll get that ready to go for tomorrow. Can I just ask one thing? When I